Hello, everybody. I'm just gonna wait a second or two, get myself grounded, see if anybody jumps on, and know that everybody's got super busy lives. And that a lot of times people watch these in replays. So if you watch the replay, let me know. I don't know about everybody else, but it's rainy and cold here in Charlotte, and I am ready for the weather to change. I really am. It does not do good for curly hair at all. So today I'm going to be talking about your sacred money archetype and the 7 subconscious money blocks that are keeping you back from an abundant life. And I am going to do something I haven't done before, screen share. We're going to see what this does. And aha, there we go. Okay. So I want to honor everybody's time and thank everyone who's watching this. And I'm excited to share this information because it's been life-changing, not only for me, but for my clients and everyone that I've been working with this information. So just to back up, if you don't know me or what I do, my name is Heather Esposito. For Facebook friends, you know that. And I work with women entrepreneurs who want to heal their relationship with money so that they can build a business and life they love with fun and ease. And I will say this, I did have a friend say the other day, she's like, well, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I need help with that stuff. Yes, I can still help that too. I have a master's in counseling and certified health coach, a natural food chef. I co-founded the country's first gluten-free, allergen-friendly bakery that was featured on the Food Network and the Cooking Channel, and worked as a coach for Tony Robbins' company, and am an author of the book Love Yourself, a 28-day journey to love the skin and life you're in, and also am a body code practitioner. And the body code is a form of energy work that identifies and releases trapped emotions that keep us stuck. And it's something that when I first heard of it, I thought it was wackadoo stuff. And I agreed to let my friend do some work on me solely because she needed some people to work on for her certification. And I thought, well, I don't have to do anything for it. She's like, I can work on you remotely. And to my surprise, I felt a big difference. So I had to concede that there was something in it. And I started using it with my clients. And they started experiencing faster shifts than without it. And so we are here tonight to talk about the 7 subconscious money blocks that will keep you from an abundant life. And so you're in the right place if you want to make a big leap forward in your relationship with money. And you know that now that it's not the best that it could be. And so what we're going to cover is what your sacred money archetype is all about. You'll learn about your unique strengths and challenges when it comes to money. You'll discover what makes you tick when it comes to money, because this is like your DNA. It's amazing when you hear it and start to understand it. And then you'll discover the 7 subconscious money blocks that keep you from abundance. Helping women become empowered when it comes to their relationship with money is a huge thing. When you think about the world and the state of the world that you're in, right? The more money, the more women that have money, the more empowered they are. They get out of relationships that they're stuck in. They get out of jobs that they're stuck in. And when women have when they have the freedom, financial freedom that they need, then they can go and care for others in the way that the world needs caring for. And the world needs a lot of caring for right now. And so I do this because I'm going to stop screen sharing right now. I do this because for me, my relationship with money was always something that was a big struggle. I remember growing up and my parents were always like, just deal with it yourself. Like school loans, I had to figure out on my own. And it was always caused a lot of anxiety for me. And it's something that I just buried my head in the sand in for a long time. And so there was always just enough, and I did as little as possible to interact with it because I was fearful of it. And so when I started doing the body code work and worked to release all my fears around money and began to understand the sacred money archetypes, my relationship with money began to become so much more fun. So I know that the same can happen for you. And this is a screen share again, and I'm going to apologize for the noise in the background. My puppy is in his like hyper playtime mode right now, so he keeps like looking at me like, play with me. So please excuse that. So this is what one of my clients, when we just did body code work, meaning we released trapped emotions and trauma around her relationship with money, what she said: I just signed on my biggest contract to date, actually a dream job, and will hit my goal of $100,000 per year plus commissions 1 year ahead of schedule. This will also help me reach my other goal of paying some stuff off while doing what I love. Thank you for that direction. I mean, how amazing is it to be able to do what you love and get paid for it? And that's where so many women are like doing things that they don't want to do and getting paid in a way that they don't want to get paid. And that's because lots of reasons that we'll go into tonight, but because the relationship with money is not a healthy one, and we want to change that. So grab a pen and paper or whatever you do to take notes. And again, this is obviously streaming live. It will be, recorded, so you can go back to it and just give yourself the space to be able to absorb it, because it is a lot of information. So we're going to dive into the archetypes. And so just a backstory to understand archetypes. Archetypes are something that people around the world immediately recognize, because no matter what culture somebody is from, archetypes share universal characteristics. And some of the common archetypes that we think of are hero or mother or king or jester. And there's lots of other archetypes. They're not only something that everybody can relate to in terms of action and characteristics, but people relate to them energetically and spiritually. And so when we think about an archetype, it's a pattern of power within you that contains a complete set of stories, beliefs, motivations, fears, courage, and gives you direction in making choices that help you live in a life you love and help you step forward as a leader in your business and career. Okay. So what we're going to do is there's 8 different money archetypes. And what is super exciting about this is that when we understand this, right, it transforms the way that we think and feel about money, about ourselves, and even about our relationships, because we begin to see what our strengths are and what our challenges are. And those patterns become conscious instead of subconscious. And Carl Jung once said, until you make the subconscious conscious, it will continue to control your life, and you'll call it fate. And when it comes to our relation with money, we oftentimes are like, well, this is just the way it is, because we're not conscious about our patterns. So understanding our archetype helps us to understand our patterns. Because the way that we do money, right, is the way that we do so many other things in our life. It affects our relationships. It affects our relationships with others, our relationships with ourselves. It affects our jobs, which all areas of our life. And every opportunity that comes into our world is being filtered or seen through the lens of your sacred money archetype. And opportunities are all around us. And we energize those opportunities through the perspective of your top 3 archetypes. So if you did the assessment, I'm going to stop screen sharing. I just want to check in. I just want to see if there's any comments. So feel free to write any comments if you have any questions. And I'll go back and forth between screen sharing so that just to check in and see if there's any comments or questions along the way. But if you did the assessment, then you can have what your top 3 archetypes are in front of you and listen as I go through them. If you didn't do the assessment, like, you can still listen, and when you go ahead and do the assessment, you'll still get clear answers, because most people don't know like what each one is standing for at this point. So still tune in even if you haven't done it yet. And if you need the link to that, it's in an earlier post that I posted today. You can go find that, and I can also post it here when we're done. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm gonna go screen share again. Where am I? All these things up on the screen. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with talking about the ruler. And you're going to see what I have written on here is different than what I'm going to be saying. These are key points that you want to remember about each of these archetypes. And then what I'm going to be saying is additional stuff on top of that. Okay. So we start with the ruler, and the ruler is the inner empire builder, and they illuminate the desire to achieve. They have an inner fire or drive to create that makes them unstoppable, makes them an unstoppable, passionate force for making a big impact for others and making significant income. For the ruler, money is often their measurement of achievement and success. They strive and challenge themselves to push their own limits of what they think is possible. And they're often seen as leaders because of this. They're naturally ambitious, they're stubbornly determined, and this drive and ambition causes them to feel dissatisfied with where they are, no matter what their past successes have been. And because of this, the ruler often feels an inner restlessness and can be very hard on themselves. Rulers can be conservative when it comes to spending money, but there's a part of them that, while not necessarily motivated to be as showy as a celebrity, which we'll talk about later, they'll spend money on things that show their status. So the ruler's challenge is to create harmony in their life instead of letting their business or career dominate all of their time and attention, and learn how to relax into and enjoy like the present moment of life. Let me do something with my puppy real fast. Come here, Charlie. Okay, sorry about that. He wants a lot of attention. So that's the ruler. Now we're going to talk about the accumulator. The accumulator is the inner banker, and they're all about illuminating respect and appreciation. They have this close-knit relationship with money that outwardly can look like a match made in heaven. And like anything, any strength carried to an extreme is a weakness. And I want you to think about that when thinking of all of these, because you may be thinking, oh, wait a minute. My top one came up as this one in particular, but I don't really, like, that doesn't seem right in my life right now. And when you think about, are you living in the challenges of it, or are you living in the strengths of it? Okay. So the accumulator typically lives under their means. They're highly attentive to managing their money. They love to save just for the sake of saving, and they're naturally highly frugal. And the accumulator can often be secretive with money and can quickly judge others for their spending money or habits. And inwardly, the accumulator is driven by fear and can quickly feel at risk of not having enough money despite having plenty of resources. Spending even small amounts of money can cause the accumulator to feel stressed, anxious, or guilty. And they see it as their personal responsibility to make certain that they can take care of themselves financially, and don't like to trust anyone else for their financial security. The accumulator's challenge is to allow themselves to expand how big they see themselves and what they can accomplish, instead of keeping the world tightly controlled. And by doing so, they'll create an ever-expanding opportunities for greater wealth and to live a richer life. So next, we're going to talk about the connector. So the connector is the inner relationship creator. They illuminate faith and optimism. Their faith that money will always be available keeps them mostly free of financial stress. They have an innocent quality to them that, on the positive side, allows them to live their life worry-free of money concerns. The downside to this innocent bliss is that they can easily be taken advantage of. They're often in situations where they blindly trust the handling of financial details to others, or find themselves in situations where they rely on someone else to support them. And for the connector, money is simply something that they don't think too much about or care to think about often. Inside, they can harbor feelings of inadequacy or disempowerment. The connector's ultimate empowerment with money will come easiest when they focus on transforming their personal relationships into financial flow. And this is why connectors can excel at creating relationships or partners that bring new opportunities, business, and clients to them. As long as the connector stays focused on being appropriately compensated, plus get more hands-on with the financial details of their life, they can create wealth and prosperity, along with a healthy sense of self-respect and self-worth. Now we're going to talk about the Alchemist. So the Alchemist is the inner idealist, and they're all about illuminating positive change. They're fascinating because they have this love-hate relationship with money. They often speak with vehemence against money or the unfairness that exists because some people have so much more than others. And the Alchemist is amazing at creating ideas that can transform people's lives and transform the world at large. So they're at odds with themselves oftentimes when it comes to their relationship with money. And even in business, their motivation is usually altruistic in nature, and they're frequently attracted to unconventional or alternative ways of making money. And because of this, they can be really powerful champions of others, and they're amazing at helping others see new possibilities in a fresh light. And they can often be impatient, even annoyed or angry that they have to deal with money. And their resentment can be a powerful block to them making the impact that they're passionate about. So it's like they're angry, they want to make an impact, they need money to do it, so they get angry at money and then they don't do it. So because of the duality of the nature of the Alchemist, they can often find themselves in situations where they're dependent on others for money rather than creating their own financial independence, which can cause them to, again, have this love-hate relationship about the situation. And the challenge for the Alchemist is to direct their tremendous energy towards monetizing ideas and to find a way of positively connecting with the good money can do in the world. And this will help the Alchemist transform their amazing ideas into financial success that has purpose and personal meaning. Now we're going to talk about the Maverick. So the Maverick is the inner rebel with a cause, and they illuminate that risk is essential. The Maverick is highly creative with money and loves to turn it into a game that they want to win. They have a natural ability to understand and feel comfortable with complex money transactions and are often looking at how to gain the financial advantage in a situation. And because of their willingness and comfort level with taking risks, they can find themselves in precarious money situations that others would shy away from. The Maverick often experiences extreme financial highs and lows, but when they're down, they typically don't stay there for long. They typically pay great attention to money, and they can be excellent at reading contracts and looking for clever ways to turn a situation or opportunity to their advantage. They're financial thrill seekers and can often lead a flamboyant lifestyle, while at the same time creating a lot of secrecy when it comes to money. The Maverick's challenge is their excitement at winning big at the money game that can often take them to the point of financial difficulties. For them, creating financial stability will only happen if it's presented as a game to be played, and the game is a game that they want to win. So now we're going to talk about the celebrity. The celebrity is the inner big shot. They illuminate impact and recognition. The celebrity is often this charismatic personality that makes them a magnet for attracting amazing people and experiences. And something to keep in mind with the celebrity archetype, especially in women, is that they often have been keeping their star power hidden or under wraps. And once they discover what their true nature is, they step back and are going to take center stage in this amazing way. And the celebrity loves to create a lot of attention for themselves and for others. They also deeply appreciate the doors that money can open and love to turn on the bling. And the celebrity can often be a natural born leader. And their challenge is while they're amazing at creating money or attracting it into their life, they can default to spending every penny that comes in and sometimes more. So it's not uncommon for celebrities to have someone in their life who foots the bills for their generous lifestyle. While outwardly they appear confident, inwardly they may be compensating for having felt criticized, ignored, or left out in their younger years. And now we are going on to the nurturer. The nurturer is the inner sponsor. They illuminate care and compassion. The nurturer is the one who desires to be of service and that often inspires them to be selfishly generous. If somebody has a need, they're there to help out, even at the expense of their own time, energy, or financial stability. And for this reason, the nurturer can often create enabling relationships and struggle trying to create boundaries. When it comes to themselves, the nurturers are often very careful and even frugal with money and are often great at saving money. This, along with their generous nature, can cause them to default into turning themselves into a bank if someone important to them has a need. It's not uncommon for nurturers to create debt because of giving money to others, or to give their time and attention to the needs of others to such an extent that the compassionate nurturer has nothing left to give of his or her own life or career or business. And so while the nurturer may outwardly always appear kind and supportive, inwardly they can harbor anger and resentment because of being taken care of, or because of not feeling respect from others, and ultimately missing out on creating their own self-respect. So the nurturer's challenge is to discover how to create boundaries, and to believe that by creating boundaries, they're empowering others in a way that is priceless. And we're going to the last one, which is the romantic. So the romantic is the inner hedonist, and they illuminate enjoying the pleasures of life. They love to live life in the moment, often spending money on life's enjoyments, such as food, clothes, toys, experiences, and more, and anything that creates feelings of gratification or sensory pleasure. And for the romantic, money is not often top of mind, or it's seen as a distraction to what life is really about for them. The thought of not buying something can cause feelings of resistance or defiance, which often ricochets into spending to avoid their financial truth. They often spend beyond their means, telling themselves, I deserve it. When a romantic is motivated to save money, it's usually only when there's something specific that they want to buy. Once the specific amount they need is saved and spent, they're starting the cycle over again. The romantic typically lives above their means and often tells themselves they're not good with money, which leads to inwardly feeling helpless or not powerful. The challenge for the romantic is to avoid creating a feast or famine lifestyle, as these wildly different emotions don't give them the ultimate of what they want in life, which is pleasure and enjoyment. I'm going to stop screen sharing just to check in and see if there's any questions. So when we understand our archetypes, we can make powerful shifts in our business or career, and make them easily when you understand what your archetype is. So knowing them opens the gateway to your strengths and consciously handling your challenges, so that you're no longer either running your life unconsciously, as I mentioned earlier, trying to be somebody that you're not, or even operating from the shadow side of your archetypes. The understanding of them gives you the ability to help you eliminate a lot of money issues, creating an understanding and connection in your personal relationships, and to help you move forward freely with creating and keeping more money. And in order to have that, you can't feel divided. So when we're out of alignment, I'm going to put this up on the screen, because I feel like this is really super important. This is something that I work with all of my clients. Everything that I do with them is all about being in alignment. And it's helpful to know when you're not in alignment, what this looks like. So when we are out of alignment, right? If you're like, so something just doesn't feel right. When you're out of alignment, you're vulnerable to feeling blamey, shame, guilt, helpless, or even resentment. It's also when you're vulnerable to being taken advantage of saying yes when you really want to say no, feeling overly righteous or indignant, and blaming others, or feeling a victim of circumstances, or in some way not holding yourselves as powerful. Nobody wants to feel that, right? That's a terrible feeling to feel. And that's what we feel like when we're out of alignment, right? When we are in alignment, right, it is something that is, when you think about being in integrity with yourself, that's being in alignment, right? You feel strong, positive feelings that are often expressed as joy and happiness and courageousness and a sense of purpose, empowerment, clarity, or decisiveness. I had a client that we were going through and working through her sacred money archetype and going through some exercises that I take my clients through. And she said on our follow-up call, she's like, after our call, I felt a significant decrease in my anxiety around money. So much so I invested in a course for myself that I was so afraid of doing 2 weeks ago. Okay? So what we did is we helped to get her in alignment, right, with her ultimate desires. And once we did that, then she was able to step into working in her power instead of in her struggle, which she had been, because she was just like, I'm so afraid. And when we feel that anxiety and fear, we're not in alignment. So I don't see any questions. I'm going to take a swig of water. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you're watching this on the replay and you have a question, just go ahead and put a question in there. Feel free to tag me, just make sure that it gets to me. And I would love to answer that. And in thinking about your money archetypes, think about, we have our top three and they work together. And so understanding all three of them is super helpful so that you can use them for you instead of being struggling and being in the shadow side of them. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the 7 subconscious money blocks that are holding you back from abundance. And again, let me screen share this. Okay. The one thing that money and abundance courses do and books fail to address, and this is why all of those things haven't changed anything for you, is because they skip over the subconscious, which is 95% of who you are. They talk about how to manage money, but they don't talk about who you need to be to have a healthy relationship with money. So we have to first talk about who we are. And who we are at the core of us is just pure energy, whether we call it chi or ki or prana or energy, right? Everything, when you look and put a microscope in your hand, you look down, you just have an atom, and within that is just space. And it's just that space is what we call energy. When it's compacted, then we have our physical bodies, our physical things, right? But everything is energy, and our bodies have and emotions have an energetic charge and vibration to them. Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So our subconscious holds all of our stories and emotional traumas around money that are keeping us in that struggle wheel, like that, the hamsters go on the wheel and it's like over and over and over again, right? All of those things, the trapped emotions and trauma, keep us stuck. And that stuck energy, right, just stops us from moving forward. So in order to shift your energy, you need to release the trapped emotions and trapped energetic frequencies that are keeping you stuck. And this is why I started including the body code in the work that I do with my clients, because, when I was trained as a coach, well, in one of my coach trainings, right, it was all about like, just, say who you want to be. Okay, now just say it every day. Well, that's great. I mean, if that really freaking worked, like the world would be in such a different place, right? We all know that it doesn't work because you don't feel like you're in alignment with it. You don't feel like you're in alignment with it because there's all these stories, there's these trapped traumas that are keeping you in the identity of the person who doesn't believe that thing. And so the body code is a form of energy medicine that identifies and releases trapped emotions and trauma so that your energetic highways can be free and clear so that you align with abundance rather than sitting with scarcity. Okay? And my dog is going to be whiny all night now. When we think about our conscious mind, right, that's a limited part of us. It's 1 to 5% of our intelligence. It receives input, it analyzes and decides about things, right, but that we are consciously aware of. And that's what therapy and coaching addresses, right? But our subconscious mind is 95% of our intelligence. Charlie wants to chew on this. It's going to drive me nuts. Our subconscious mind is 95% of our intelligence. It remembers and archives every single thing that has ever happened to you in your life. It knows what's wrong. It knows what you need. And this is what the body code addresses. Right? And so when we look at our 7 subconscious blocks, okay, we first want to think about, and actually I'm going to go back to this. We want to think about what we call our energy centers. Some people will say the word chakras. I prefer energy centers, whatever one works for you. What our energy centers are essentially swirling discs of energy that spin in a column from, as you can see in the picture, the crown of your head down to the tailbone, down the area of the spine, and they connect to the central nervous system. And each has their own individual glands, unique hormones, chemistry, and energetic frequency. They're like these mini brains within our body. for anybody who, if you're like me, when I first started learning about this stuff and I'd hear the term chakra and I thought, oh my gosh, that's like wackadoo stuff, right? If you look at our endocrine system, you have our sexual glands, our adrenal glands, our digestive glands, our adrenals, our heart, our throat, our pineal gland, and then the crown. Like those are all connected to specific functions in your endocrine system. And so this is, it is science. Right? And when those are stuck, right, if you imagine that this is just a river flowing through you, if there's anything blocking any of those, then that's when you're going to feel blocked, right? And so we're going to start with down at the base of the energy centers at the root. This is our first energy center, and this is the root chakra. And this is all about safety in abundance. So if you hear the statement, it's safe to align with abundance, and that does not feel like something that you can say with 100% certainty, then more than likely there's some things that are stuck there. So the root chakra is connected to our feelings of safety and survival. And when it's out of balance, you lack confidence around your ability to earn money, to earn it consistently, and to enjoy yourself while you're enjoying your money. And struggle and scarcity are more familiar and comfortable to you than abundance and feeling safe. If this is the case, we want to release energetic blocks that have you feeling unsafe and experiencing abundance. Release energetic blocks that are having you believe that you're going to run out of money and be destitute, and have you feeling like the only way you can create money is by struggling. And I know that one is a big one for so many of us. You're just taught like the only way you can earn money is if you work really hard and struggle. And I'm not saying that we don't have to put in work, but there's a big difference between doing work you love and enjoying it and working hard and struggling. Okay, so the first subconscious block is the block within our feeling safe to receive money. So the second block is within our sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is all about abundance, worthiness, desire, pleasure, and creativity. When you hear the statement, I experience pleasure in receiving abundance, hey, if that makes you kind of throw open your mouth a little bit, there might be some blocks there. So the sacral chakra, when it's out of alignment, you might experience conflict when it comes to money, a lack of confidence in your ability to create and save money, or you may save money at all costs without allowing yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labors. In the words, abundance and pleasure don't exist in the same sentence for you. So what we want to do is release the energetic blocks that have you not experiencing pleasure in receiving abundance, worried about not being responsible with your money, and thinking you're not good at saving money and enjoying your life. So then we move on to our third energy center, which is our solar plexus. Our solar plexus is all about your personal power and ability to experience abundance. If you hear the statements or something along the lines of, I'm good at managing my money, and you're like, nope, not at all, you may have some blocks in your solar plexus. So if it's out of whack, you may lack the momentum to move forward in creating your desires and are unable to take action to bring your dreams into reality. So what we want to do with this block is release the blocks that are having you believing that you aren't as good as you think you should be at managing your money, feeling stuck and not knowing what to do next, believing that you can't do this on your own. And so those three energy centers, right, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus is connected to your sexual glands, to digestion, and to your adrenals, which is all about energy. And all of those things are connected to physical, like the physical world type of stuff. Now, as we move into the next energy center, your heart center, that is connected to it's more of the bridge between the physical body stuff and then more of the spiritual type stuff. And so the heart is all about love, compassion, acceptance within yourself, and abundance. Okay? And so the statement, I love to give and I love to receive, okay, is one that you can say fully and without any hesitation when your heart chakra is open. Most people, especially women, can say, oh, I love to give, but they do not love to receive. And we want it to be a both and. Okay? So when your heart chakra is out of balance, it shows up as not making as much as you would know you'd like to be making, also not feeling like you're worthy of making it. It also creates a fear that if we do make more money, we will be judged. So we want to release the energetic blocks that have you believing that you're really good at giving money, but not so good at receiving it, and rejecting money for the fear of being rejected by friends and family. Then we're going up to our 5th center, which is the throat chakra. And our throat chakra is all about your confidence in your ability to take care of abundance. If you can say confidently, I am good at protecting and investing my money for my future, and feel great about that, then your throat chakra is probably got a lot of good open space to it. If not, if it feels contracted when you say that, right, then there may be some blocks there that are keeping you from feeling like you can trust yourself, trust others, and trust in your confidence and ability to grow and protect money while enjoying it. If that's the case, then we want to release the energetic blocks that have you thinking you're not good at investing money and worried about trusting yourself and trusting others, especially when it comes to money. So then we have our 3rd eye chakra. This is our pineal gland, and this is having the ability to see beyond what you currently see. And what that means is, have you ever been in a space where you are like, something happens and you just are so in the moment, like you're crying, you're so upset, and you just can't see beyond that moment, right? That's a block, right? We want to be able to experience things and know, wait a minute, there is something down the road. Like I'm not just in this moment, okay? So the 3rd eye, when we think I'm good at manifesting what I want for myself and my family, okay, is an indication that there's no blocks there. Our 3rd eye is all about our intuition, our imagination, our reflection, our connection to higher powers, and being able to see things for how they truly are versus through a skewed lens. And so if this is blocked, we want to release energetic blocks that have you say, I'm not enough and I can't trust my intuition. And the last one is the crown chakra. And this is all about releasing judgment and comparison and aligning with abundance. I am abundant. Can you say that and not hear this inner like BS, don't believe that? Okay. We want to be in a space where no matter what's going on in our life, right, we can say, I'm abundant, and know that we are the source of that abundance. Okay. When we feel disconnected from ourselves and from the universe, and when we live in the emotions of scarcity, we compare ourselves to others. We judge ourselves for where we are instead of celebrating ourselves. And we're always thinking, well, if I had, when this happens, versus being able to be in the here and now and connected to everything that is happening right here, right now. Okay. So if that one is blocked, we want to release energetic blocks that have you feeling like you can't have all you want in life and business, and feeling separated from what you most want. So as I promised, we covered, well, I'll go over these first. We talked about the 7 subconscious blocks. So the block of it's safe to align with abundance, of a block of I experience pleasure in receiving abundance. I'm good at managing money. I love to give and I love to receive. I'm good at protecting and investing my money for my future. I'm good at manifesting what I want for myself and my family. And I am abundant. Okay, those are the 7 subconscious blocks. So ultimately, if we are in alignment, right, all of those things can feel really great to say. But if you feel like, with any of those things, there's some blocks and some work to be doing. So what we covered so far is your sacred money archetypes, your unique strengths and challenges with money, what makes you tick when it comes to your money, when it comes to money, what your archetype is, which is your money DNA, and the 7 subconscious money blocks that keep you from abundance. Okay, so hopefully you can see how understanding your sacred money archetype and releasing the subconscious blocks can make a huge difference in your life, right? It's not just having the conscious level knowledge, right? But it's also doing the subconscious work to get rid of all of the things that are keeping you in that stuck. Because you can take any course and learn, I understand this is my archetype, this is not. But if you still have trauma and trapped emotions, like the knowledge is only going to go so far. Like we have to feel it in a cellular place in our body. Okay. So for those of you who want to learn more about how you can help, I need to learn how to talk. For those of you who want to learn more about how I can help you take this to the next level and to get results, and you want support, you want direction, you want accountability, you want a proven system for implementation, then stay with me, because I have really something amazing for you. And this is also for those who want to skip the trial and error and stay with me, because your solution has arrived. So I want to invite you to join me in the Align with Abundance group course. And this course is for you if you're ready to heal your relationship with money once and for all. So as I mentioned before, you might have read some books or gone to some seminars on how to handle money, but you still don't feel comfortable dealing with it, and you still feel like there's blocks around you and abundance. With Align with Abundance, we're going to walk you through tools to heal your relationship with money. You'll learn how to align with your sacred money archetype to use it for you. We'll release the subconscious blocks that are holding you back so that you can have a healthy relationship with money and the abundance that you desire. So what exactly is Align with Abundance? Okay. It is 4 months. This is of 8 modules to work through the conscious level blocks. Okay. So it's 16 weeks. Module 1, we're laying the foundation for a new healthy relationship with money. Module 2 is creating a safe place for abundance. This is that root chakra stuff. Module 3 is discovering your voice of abundance. This is your sacral chakra area. Module 4 is pressing reset and creating a powerful abundance story makeover. And this is where we'll address the solar plexus. Module 5 is shattering your glass money ceiling. And this is the heart stuff that we'll be working on. Module 6 is clearing out money clutter. We'll work on your throat area. And module 7 is leading your life forward in powerful alignment. This is the third eye area. So that's all the conscious level stuff. On the subconscious side, and then module 8, I forgot that. Module 8 is creating a brighter future with abundance, and that's your crown chakra. So that's all the conscious level work. And within each of those, you'll get 16 weeks of group energy healing. So we'll be doing body code every single session to release the trapped emotions and trauma. And the reason why we're doing it in a group is because just like when you're in a concert or a group meditation, people begin to entrain and get in sync with one another. And so when you're working towards working in a group towards abundance, we want to harness the power of the group for a higher level of change. Okay? The more people you have focused on one thing, the greater we're going to be to move towards that. You also get 2 individual energy healing sessions with me. And there's a private Facebook group to stay connected, to celebrate, to ask questions, all that good stuff. So the details of it is the investment is $19.97 paid in full, or 4 payments of $550. And if you'd like more support, you can choose the VIP option. And this is 2 additional energy clearings. So that's a total of 4 energy clearings, individual energy clearings with me, so once a month. Access to me via Voxer for additional support. If you don't know what Voxer is, it's basically like a little like walkie-talkie that you send messages back and forth for. And that is for $24.99 paid in full, or 4 payments of $688. Okay. So we start next Monday, the 21st, on the winter solstice. And the reason why I picked this is because it is the perfect time to release and let go of any negativity and things that you no longer need that aren't working. I'm not a huge astrology person, but I had heard somebody talking about the winter solstice this year and what that means. I'm like, gosh, like that is absolutely the best time to start something like this. Because if we want to change our relationship with money, why not align with nature and do it when the best time that would be? Okay. So I want you to imagine, I'm going to stop the screen share now. I want you to just imagine what life looks like when you and abundance are aligned, when you can make decisions easier, when you feel more positive, when you can feel a surge in your self-worth, when you see an increase in your income or salary, and when you have this open heart and productive money conversations, when you have more money for the people, experiences, and goodies that you want in your life. And you can feel empowered, right, to make choices that make you happier. Right? Imagine what that is going to be like. So as I mentioned, we're going to be starting on December 21st, which is this coming Monday. And what you can do is I will put in the link below, in the comments below. I'll put the link below to the page to register. And I want to just share with you what some of my clients have shared about when we've worked on their abundance, their relationship with abundance. And yes, Sharon says, bring on the alignment, perfect timing. Amen, sister. Amen. So these are some of the things that when working through their relationship with money, some of my clients have said, since we've been working on abundance, I don't worry about money like I used to. I mean, how nice would it be to not worry about money, right? Nancy said, $50,000 pay raise. She's like, I negotiated, which I would have never done in the past, and got what I wanted. That was a big win for me. I would say so, Nancy. I think that's a big win for anybody, right? 50,000 pay raise. Beverly said, since we worked on my relationship with abundance, I've made on average $10,000 a month every month this year. Joelle said, I closed $25,000 in the month of June. That was my biggest month ever until September, where I'll close $33,000, and I'm having my best year ever. And she's in real estate, and that is this year in 2020. Monica again said, I used to feel trapped by debt, but now I'm taking control of the situation. I no longer feel trapped and screwed. Things have been blowing up in a good way. Jobs are popping up, and I've been more at peace and acceptance of myself. It's pretty amazing. And that's so much of what abundance is all about being in a place of being peace and acceptance with yourself. When you're in that state, there's just so much abundance around you. And that's my desire to help you to get to that place. Jolene, and this is a great example of how this impacts everything. She said, this stuff is amazing. She's like, I feel so clear about so many things. I got a promotion and a raise at work where I essentially got to design my dream job and then do it, which is funny because when I first started talking to you in December, I was ready to get out of this job. She said, I'm moving in with my boyfriend. He makes me want to be my best in all areas. I'm being more open and speaking up in groups, and this is becoming more natural to me, and I feel so free and awesome. I feel like everything is great and that my entire life is shifted in a cool new direction that is aligned with who I am and who I want to be. That's, what I mentioned earlier, all about alignment, right? When we're aligned, life is magical. So if you want to create this relationship for yourself, you can go to energyhealingwithheather.com/AWA. And again, I'll put that link link in the comments below. If you are tired of doing it yourself, then this is for you. I will say this is who this is not for, right? This is not for you if you're not willing to dive deep and to look at the things that have been holding you back. It's not for you if you want to blame others and circumstances for why your life is the way that it is. It's not for you if you, this may sound silly, but excuse me, if you enjoy struggling financially, this is not for you. And I know that sounds silly, but there's so many people who like to stay stuck in the struggle because that's where they get their significance from. This is not for you if you want to do it all alone. And this is for you if you're a woman who says, I'm ready to heal my relationship with money. I'm ready to allow abundance into my life. I'm willing to learn how to have a different relationship and connection with money than I've ever had. And I'm becoming a woman who is aligned with abundance. So just as a recap, you get 16 weeks of group energy healing. Right? We have 8 modules: laying the foundation for a healthy new relationship with money, creating a safe place for abundance, discovering your voice of abundance, pressing reset and creating a powerful abundance story makeover, shattering your glass money ceiling, clearing your money clutter, leading your life forward in powerful alignment, creating a brighter future with abundance. Right? You get 2 individual energy clearing sessions and the Facebook group to stay connected, to celebrate and to ask questions. I know that people, and this is what I hear from my clients, I'm sorry, my dog is going crazy right now, that people want to experience Charlie. And know that people want to experience peace when it comes to money and abundance, and they want to be able to help more people and have a business that's profitable so that you can help even more people. And you want to feel empowered with your money. And yes, you're going to have to do some work to heal that, but it is possible. And Charlie says that you can do it. Right, Charlie? So if you have any questions, and he's like, I need to get my ball that's under the shelf. I need a ball. You need your ball? If you have any questions for me about the Sacred Money Archetypes, about the 7 subconscious blocks, or if you are like, I'm not sure if this is a good fit for me, and you need a conversation to help you make a clear yes or no, shoot me a message. DM me, and we can set up a time so that we can talk it out and figure out if this is the best thing for you. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I would love to hear in the comments below what your sacred money archetypes are, your top 3 sacred money archetypes. And if you want to, share too what you feel like the blocks are for you, then feel free to do that too. And with that, Charlie says goodbye. He's very happy that I'm going to get off so I can pay attention to him now. But let me know if y'all have any questions, and I'm excited to help you heal your relationship with money and abundance so that you can have the life that you love. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.